Audi Q5. It's been around for a while, so check out our review here on The Real DC Car Guy to find out where this vehicle excels in the marketplace. Hey guys and gals, it's William Westhopper from The Real DC Car Guy, and this week we're testing out the 2021 Audi Q5 Quattro. This is Audi's middle-of-the-line SUV. It's a full-size SUV with room for 5 passengers with 2 rows. Now, this one does not have the 3-row option, and I'm not sure that you really want it because you'd lose a lot of cargo space in this. And we've got to say, for a city car, we can see why so many people are buying this Audi Q5. It rides exceptionally well. It has great handling. It has excellent fuel economy with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. And most of all, it's got all the technology that you want and nothing that you really don't want in it. And that's really important in today's world. Everything is where you want it. Things are well placed, easy to use. And I've been really excited driving this vehicle because it's been such a great vehicle. I really didn't have much of a preconceived idea of this vehicle. I sort of thought it was going to be ho-hum. Well, it might not be the most stylish vehicle on the market, but it certainly has found a place in my heart after driving it for a week, and especially after loading it up. I was able to put a lot of items inside this car. I have been very pleased with everything about it. There are a couple of things that I don't like, but I certainly can get over that. One of the things that I really do like is how well it handles the power of the 2-liter engine, and it's not a turbo, it's just a 2-liter engine, is excellent for the amount of power it has for that small 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and of course the performance that it gives and fuel economy, which is great. So let's take it out and head on our way. Now, it's a rainy day here in Washington, D.C. today, so it's been really hard to get out and do any outdoor shots of it, but I will show you later on in our video today that it's got a nice turning radius. The vehicle feels very solid on the road. It's comfortable. Now, it is a little higher up off the ground than many other vehicles, any other SUVs, or maybe it isn't, but it just feels the liftover height for your feet tend to catch my feet on the door sills. But in general, I just really like how this vehicle drives, and I like its solid feel. It has a really nice, solid feel on the road. It does have paddle shifters if you want it. It also has the manual. If you want to get into sport mode, you can do that down here as well. So the drive select mode, I'm not quite sure that I know what it does. I'm going to go into dynamic and see if it makes a change on it. Yeah, I think it changes the shifting a little bit, and it may actually change the suspension a little bit. All the electronic drive components. So plenty of power when you need it. Now, size-wise, interior, plenty of cargo volume, certainly plenty of passenger volume in here. The seats are good and German and comfortable, but you have to find that spot, that your spot in the driver's seat for sure, that makes you gives you the spot. If you're off to one side or something, you just need to find that center spot, and once you're in that center spot, it's very very good for that. Now, it does have heated seats, which is nice on both right and left front seats. Now, this car has the engine stop. When you go into when you sit at a stoplight, the engine will turn off. You can turn that on, and this is the first vehicle with that program that I didn't realize that it had it, because it just is so not intrusive at all. It just comes back on, and I didn't realize that the engine had been off, and I didn't realize the engine was coming back on. It was just very nice and smooth about it. The cockpit and passenger compartment in the front are also quite comfortable. Plenty of space inside there, so let's take a look. The interior of this car is very, very well detailed out, very simple, very clean. The map here is great. You can either make it smaller or larger. You can see what else is going on that. The controls for the wiper are much like this on the back, but with a little handle on there. It does have paddle shifters on the steering wheel, which are nice. So then the other thing is that your lights are over here, your turn signal, and then of course if you want to turn your tracking on, and then of course cruise controls right there. So everything you're going to need right at your fingertips. I really like these center console switches for the HVAC. You just kind of go near them, and it automatically knows that you're there. So you can do that. I'm going to turn the air conditioning off for a little bit because it's getting cool in here. You can adjust your temperature for both right and left front seat passengers very nicely. So we got that 3-zone. You can set the rear. Yes, the rear has its own HVAC controlling here, so that's good. And Audi's got one of the nicest map displays, I think, on the market. It's nice and clear. It shows you everything that you really need without a lot of gewgaws in it. I like how it's designed. It's got a nice clean look, very German. Even the center display screen is nice. It's clear. It's very simple. There's not a lot to go on to. There's home, your different entertainment options. So where's that? Certainly your phone, which I have mine connected to Bluetooth. Wireless device charging, and that has it right here in a good spot for it. Wireless charging here, so that it's a little charging pad that you can put your phone on, and it'll charge there. See, it's charging. And then you just slide it back, and you have your cup holder, so you can put your bottle of water in there. Phone also can fit there, or fit there, so there's plenty of spots and it could fit there. Wireless charging would be nice down here, but no, they have wireless charging back here. So I didn't realize that when I slid device charger back for the water bottles, that it doesn't just close that off. You can still put your device in here. You just don't have quick access to it. Now, something that I've really found that I like about this vehicle is that when you open up the door and you've left your device in the car,
your mobile device is still in the vehicle.
It lets you know that your mobile device is still in the vehicle, and that is great. I really do feel Audi has one of the nicest map displays, and what's nice about this is it folds there, and it also fills up on the driver's dash display, which is great because you can use it from there, so you don't have to look over to your right for that. Now, one of the things that we have seen on previous Audis, and you'll see in one of our other videos, is the fact that Audi has the technology that works with the street lights and identifying what the future is going to be for the street light. Is it going to go red? Is it going to go yellow? Is it going to go green? And gives you an idea of what your speed should be or what you should prepare for. While we really liked that information, and that came up on the dashboard in that Q5 that we had, it gave us a lot more information about that. This Q5 does not have that. Visibility is very good in this car. You can really tell what's around you, what cars are around you, between the mirrors, between the blind spot alerts. There's plenty of options here. There's plenty of opportunities to see the other traffic around you. The little yellow lights go on to tell you if there's somebody coming up in your blind spot. And what I've also found about that, it's not just somebody in your blind spot, but if it's somebody in that lane beside you that's coming up at a very fast speed, even if there's not somebody right there in their blind spot, but you see them way behind you, if they are traveling at a high rate of speed and are going to be there, it lights up pretty quickly on that. So it knows, it really does know what's going on around you, which is just super for that. It corners very well as we're going around this cloverleaf here to go on to I-495, Washington's Capital Beltway. It holds the road very, very nicely for that. So very, very good cornering. One of the things that I've been liking a lot about this car is how large and clear the rear view camera and the side view cameras are, so you can really get a nice view of what's out there. Let's just do that. So it's just nice. So I get some choices here. Choices of what you're seeing, what's in front of me, immediately in front of me, what's around me, what's behind me, what's on either side behind me, but really what's being shot out of the two cameras, and really what's right out of the rear camera. Inside the Audi Q5, we were very pleased with the space, the passenger space, and the cargo space, but more importantly, the comfort for the driver and passengers. So what are you going to find in the back row and the second row? Well, you have the 60-40 rear seat split here, which can be operated by side controls on either side. And if you want, you can even put the center down for long items. Now that's really useful if you're carrying skis or something that's long and thin. That's just, I really like that in SUVs. Now, of course, this center seat isn't really a great seat for anybody, even though it does have a seat belt and all there, the seat space. You've got this big hump there, so it's a little bit hard, but it is also the center console with this little cup holder there. I think that little cup holder is a little chintzy. I don't know that it needs to be there like that, but it does provide a flat surface when it's closed, which is nice. Up front, have your two charges, USB charge outlets, a 12-volt charge outlet, and also you can control your HVAC controls right here for each of the rear passengers, which is really nice. Two map pockets on the either side, and of course the Bang & Olufsen stereo. And you do have the nice glass moonroof above you. Only the front of it is operable. The back is a fixed glass piece. So very nicely appointed. It's easy to get in and out of. Little place there to hang something on. These little nice handles. So the doors are nice and solid, and they sound solid when you close them. So very good there. And of course, nice little LED spotlights in here. And I got to say, I really do like the interior LED lighting. It's very well done. So one of the great things about this Audi Q5 is the cargo space. And actually, we really found this car to have a lot of space inside the cargo area. Now, this hatch can be moved up by pushing it up. It can be closed by pushing this button, and it can be locked and closed by pushing this button. So just push it and it closes, and it will also lock the vehicle as long as your key is outside of the vehicle. Also, this is not a proximity key like we found on some of the other vehicles. So you have key operation, you have operation under here. You can also open the hatch from the inside the driver's front door. Now, I've loaded this vehicle up with a bunch of stuff, and it can take a lot of items in the cargo space, especially with the rear seat down. I've had this vehicle packed. I've had a 6-foot ladder in here, so cargo space is excellent. Now, this does not have a 3-row if you're looking for a 3-row option, but it is really a 2-row SUV, 5 seats. That center seat in the rear is really not a super seat that you really want to put anybody in for a long period of time, but you can have 4 passengers in here very comfortably. everybody has cup holder space. There is USBs front and back. Not a lot, but there's one USB here, and then there's a USB back in here. Now you're not going to find a full-size spare tire back here, but what you will find is a inflatable space saver spare tire, as well as the tools, other items that you're going to need when you're having to change your tire. And there's a couple of small spaces to put little items in here, but you couldn't go and hide a laptop or anything really big back underneath this cargo floor. And it just pops right in there. Snap, snap, snap down. You've got little spots on either side to hold things. Got places over here to hang grocery bags off and other little hook-ons, so there's plenty of space there. So Audi has a long history of being an affordable luxury brand. It was a luxury brand long before some of the competitors from Asia came along. And Audi really has come into its own over the last few years. Audi's a very nice and solid vehicle. They make a variety of sedans, kind of sportier coupes, luxury cars in general, and of course SUVs, since that's what people are looking for. Well, there's the Q5 that we're in. You can go for a smaller version of the Q3, and then of course you can go up to the larger version of the Q7. Subscribe to The Real DC Car Guy channel here on YouTube. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below, and of course like and follow The Real DC Car Guy, so you'll see more of our videos on other new cars and trucks that we review. Check us out and follow The Real DC Car Guy on both YouTube and on TikTok under DC Car Guy.